Have you ever felt that inexplicable pain when someone who clearly loves you decides to pull away? That heart paradox that makes no sense. Why would someone who loves you choose to be alone? This question echoes in the silent nights as you replay every moment, every word, trying to understand what might have caused this distance. The answer you seek isn't in the words spoken, but in the silence between them. And this answer, when finally grasped, has the power to transform your perspective on the true meaning of love. The love that chooses distance carries a depth that few can see at first glance. There is an ancient wisdom that few comprehend. Sometimes, the greatest act of love is to create space. When souls meet at different points in their journeys, the distance can be the greatest gift someone can offer. This message has reached you because your heart is ready to understand what many will never grasp about the mysteries of sacrificial love. Before we continue, I have a special request. Please check if you're subscribed to this channel so your angels can keep guiding you through these messages that come right when you need to hear them. The synchronicity that brought this message to you is no coincidence. There are profound, almost sacred reasons for someone who loves you to choose solitude. The first, and perhaps the hardest to acknowledge, is when this person sees wounds within themselves that need healing before love can fully blossom. Imagine a magnificent garden filled with the most beautiful flowers. This garden is the potential of the love you share, but this garden is surrounded by damaged walls that cannot protect it from life's storms. Someone who truly loves you recognizes when they need to rebuild those walls before allowing the garden to flourish. The wounds of the past can manifest in unexpected ways in the present. Someone carrying the traumas of previous relationships may pull away, not because they don't love you enough, but because they love you too much to let those ghosts taint what you're building together. This withdrawal is not rejection, it's protection. It's someone saying, "You deserve the best version of me and I need time to become that person." Perhaps this person has witnessed destructive patterns in relationships throughout their life. Maybe they grew up in a home where love was expressed through emotional dependence or control. And now, as they feel love growing between you, something inside them triggers alarm signals. The fear of repeating these patterns can be so overwhelming that withdrawal seems like the only option. This is an act of courage that is rarely recognized as such. The truth that few understand is that authentic love is never selfish. When someone realizes they are not in a position to offer you the love you deserve, stepping back can be the greatest act of generosity. It's like a gardener who, despite deeply loving a rare plant, recognizes that their soil lacks the nutrients needed for it to thrive. The wise gardener waits and prepares the earth before planting the precious seed. There is also a spiritual dimension to this withdrawal that is rarely discussed. Some souls need to undertake solitary journeys to develop their inner strength. The spiritual path often requires periods of isolation, deep reflection, and self-discovery. When someone is undergoing an intense spiritual transformation, they might feel that they need to take this journey alone before they can share their true self with you. This doesn't diminish the love. In fact, it acknowledges its depth. Time and space work in mysterious ways when it comes to the heart. Sometimes people need to step away to gain clarity about their feelings. In the silence of distance, the voice of the heart can be heard more clearly. This separation may seem contradictory, but it's like taking a step back to see the full beauty of a painting. Sometimes we need perspective to truly appreciate what we have. Many people carry an unconscious belief that they are unworthy of love. This belief can be so deeply rooted that when they finally encounter true love, the dissonance between that belief and reality becomes unbearable. The distancing becomes a reflection of the internal struggle between the desire for love and the belief that they do not deserve it. This person is not rejecting you, they're battling their own inner demons. Consider the possibility that this person is facing challenges they haven't fully shared. Financial issues, mental or physical health problems, family conflicts. There are countless battles someone may be fighting in silence. The distance may be a way to cope with these struggles without burdening you with their weight. It's a silent sacrifice, an act of love that is rarely recognized as such. There is also the possibility that this person has identified harmful patterns in your relationship dynamic. They may have realized that together, you bring out aspects in each other that need to be addressed individually before you can build something healthy. This realization requires tremendous courage and a love that transcends the selfish desire to be together at any cost. Modern society has sold us a version of love that is constantly present, intensely connected, and always available. But ancient wisdom teaches us that true love respects the natural cycles of proximity and distance. Like the moon that moves away from and approaches the earth in its eternal cycle, deep relationships also have their own rhythms of coming together and drifting apart. Resisting these natural cycles is like fighting against the very nature of love. Have you ever noticed how the strongest trees grow with space between them? Each develops its roots and reaches its branches toward the sky without competing for light or nutrients. Similarly, two people can deeply love each other while honoring the space needed for their individual growth. This space is not empty. It's filled with respect, trust, and the understanding that true love does not bind but frees. There is a profound wisdom in observing the seasons of nature. Winter is not the absence of life, but an essential time of preparation for the explosion of spring. In the same way, periods of distance in a relationship are not necessarily the end of love, but can be a time of preparation for a deeper and more genuine rebirth. Consider the possibility that this distance is an act of faith. Faith that, if the love between you is true, it will survive the distance. Faith that the time apart will not weaken, but strengthen the bond you share. Faith that both of you deserve the most authentic and complete version of each other, even if it requires patience and understanding. This is a truth that few have the courage to acknowledge. Sometimes the deepest love is expressed in the ability to let go, not as abandonment, but as an act of trust in the transformative power of time and space. It's like the farmer who sows seeds and then steps back, trusting that the seed contains everything it needs to grow strong and healthy. Perhaps this person has recognized that you need space for your own growth. Mature love understands that each individual has their own journey to undertake. If this someone realized that their constant presence was somehow hindering your personal development, the distance could be a silent gift that few would have the wisdom to offer. The language of love is complex and often contradictory. Some people express love through constant presence, while others do so through acts of service, words of affirmation, or tangible gifts. But there is also a more subtle language, that of space given, trust in the strength of the bond even from afar, and patience that doesn't demand or pressure. This might be the language of love that this person is speaking, even if it seems like silence to you. There is a crucial difference between abandoning and stepping back temporarily. Abandonment is an act of giving up, whereas conscious distancing is an act of hope. It's like the difference between burning a bridge and simply taking a few steps back from it, recognizing that it's not yet the right time to cross. Notice the subtle signs that differentiate the two. They are present if you pay close attention. True love exists beyond time and space. It does not depend on physical closeness or constant contact to maintain its essence. In fact, some of the deepest connections between souls can survive long periods of separation, emerging even stronger and clearer when the time for reunion finally arrives. This is a truth that ancient souls intuitively understand. Consider the possibility that this person is offering you an invitation to a higher form of love, a love not based on dependence or the constant need for validation, but on deep trust and respect for each individual's journey. This is a rare love, one that few have the courage to offer or accept. Sometimes someone withdraws because they realize that you are not yet ready to face certain truths about yourself. True love sees beyond the surface, recognizing the dormant potential and the unhealed wounds. If this person has identified aspects of you that need time to mature, their withdrawal may be an act of respect for your natural growth process. The wisdom of the ancients teaches us that there are times to sow and times to reap. We cannot force the natural rhythm of growth, whether it be of a plant, a relationship, or a soul. If this person chose to step back, it may be because they intuitively understood that this is a time for preparation, not for harvest. The patience to honor these cycles is one of the rarest and most precious expressions of love. There is also the possibility that this person is protecting you from parts of themselves that they have not yet fully integrated. Perhaps they carry a rage that they fear unjustly directing at you, or a void that they worry you may not be able to fill. This withdrawal is not rejection. It is a deep form of care, wanting to spare you from carrying a burden that is not yours. True love is never possessive. It recognizes that each soul is free, and that a genuine bond can only exist between two beings who choose to be together freely. When someone chooses to step away temporarily, they may be honoring this fundamental truth, refusing to turn love into a gilded cage of expectations and dependencies. Think of the great rivers that start as small streams, separated by mountains and valleys, each following its own unique path. Eventually, these separate paths come together, forming something much more powerful together than they could ever be apart. Some journeys need to begin separately for the final meeting to have the strength and depth that fate intends. Modern culture has conditioned us to expect instant gratification in all areas of life, including love. But the most meaningful connections often follow a slower, more deliberate pace, with periods of coming together and pulling apart that serve a greater purpose. Resisting this natural rhythm is like trying to force a flower to open its petals before its time. The result is never as beautiful as it could be. There is a kind of love that is so deep, it transcends the need for constant proximity. It is a love that trusts in the invisible connection between two souls, regardless of physical distance or time apart. If you've ever felt that person present in your thoughts, even when they are physically absent, you have experienced that level of connection that no separation can truly break. Sometimes being apart is a test, not of you or your feelings, but of the very nature of the bond you share. The ties that are truly meant to endure emerge even stronger after periods of separation, like gold that is refined by fire. This can be a time of invisible strengthening, laying the groundwork for a deeper connection in the future. There is a significant difference between liking someone and truly loving them. Liking depends on closeness, constant interaction, continuous reinforcement. True love persists, even in periods of silence, grows in absence, finds meaning, even in separations. Perhaps what you are experiencing is an invitation to evolve from one to the other. In many spiritual traditions, the concept of unconditional love is considered the highest form of love. It is a love that does not demand, does not cling, and does not suffocate with expectations. It is a love that gives space, that trusts and allows for the natural ebb and flow of closeness and distance. This may be the kind of love this person is trying to manifest, even if the words to express it are hard to find. Also, consider the moment in life when you encountered each other. Sometimes, two right people meet at the wrong time. When someone recognizes this, stepping back can be an act of wisdom, not rejection. It's like recognizing that a precious seed needs to be kept safe to be planted at the right season, rather than wasting it in soil that is not yet ready. There is tremendous courage in recognizing when one is not emotionally available to offer what the other deserves. Our society values persistence and determination, but rarely celebrates the wisdom of stepping back when necessary. That distancing can represent a rare emotional maturity, a commitment to authenticity that few have the courage to embrace. True love is patient. It has no hurry, does not force, and does not manipulate to speed up natural processes. If this person has chosen to step back, they may be offering you the gift of patience, the understanding that some things cannot be rushed, and that some processes need time to develop fully. Remember that not everything that seems like an ending is truly an end. Sometimes it is just a necessary detour, a redirect that eventually leads to a more beautiful destination than either of you might have imagined. Life rarely moves in straight lines. It's the detours, the pauses, and the new beginnings that often take us to the most extraordinary places. Perhaps the greatest challenge is finding gratitude, even in moments of separation. Gratitude for that person's courage to honor their inner truth, even when it is painful. Gratitude for the opportunity to develop your own strength and independence. Gratitude for the depth of a love that values long-term well-being over immediate satisfaction. The truth is that the deepest love often asks us to transcend our expectations and conditioning about how a relationship should be. It calls us to trust in the invisible, to have faith in what we cannot control, and to find peace in uncertainty. This may be the invitation that this separation is offering you, the chance to love in a way that few have the courage to experience. Ultimately, when someone who loves you chooses to be alone, they are making a decision based on their own inner journey. This is not a rejection of you or what you share, but an honoring of the path they feel they need to take. True love respects these individual paths, knowing that, if meant to be, they will eventually converge again at a perfect time that neither can force or predict. Know that this message has reached you for a reason. Perhaps you are experiencing exactly this situation right now, or maybe you are preparing to understand someone who will soon make this choice. Either way, carry with you the understanding that love has many faces, and not all are easily recognizable at first glance. Sometimes, the deepest love manifests precisely in the spaces between, in the pauses, in the silences, and in the absences that allow us to grow individually. If you've made it this far, I know that this message has touched something deep within you. Thank you for sharing this moment with me and for opening your heart to a broader understanding of love. If this message resonated with your soul, please leave the number 999 in the comments to confirm that this revelation reached you at just the right moment. Your journey is just beginning, and there is more wisdom waiting to be uncovered. Click the subscribe button to continue receiving these messages that come exactly when your heart needs to hear them. Leave a like as a sign that this connection has been established. There's a video next to this one that perfectly complements what we've just explored together. Click on it, and let's continue this journey of discovery. Remember, the angels are always guiding your steps, even when the path seems uncertain.